one of the things that we wanted to add to the program, I come very deeply from the startup community and the entrepreneurial community, we're introducing some startups who are reinventing the future of work. And so we're going to have 3 companies come up here and pitch what they're working on, a short Q&A after, so pay attention. There's also going to be trivia based on what you've heard today, and we're going to give away a prize, so I hope you pay attention. So let's welcome up Josh from Upsider. As we do that, you guys stand up, high-five your neighbor, and sit back down. You've been sitting for a long time. Josh, come on up. You go, stand up, high-five the neighbor. That's what we're doing it. Come on up, Josh. Josh, come on. Let's go. All right, first up, Josh from Upsider. Here we go.
Left-handed mic hand. Hi everyone, my name is Josh McBride. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Upsider. We are a Newark-based company working with Newark Venture Partners, so thanks for Aaron and everything that this organization is doing. We're super excited. So my business, our business, we're a recruiting platform, and we turn the candidate sourcing process into science. And the panel that was just up here was a perfect segue into the problems we're trying to solve and work on, and the question that was asked around how do you generate candidates, that's what we think about every day. The first chart, I wanted to start with this chart, and I know it's probably difficult to read, but basically what you're looking at is, this is job tenure by age and birth cohort. And basically everything is going down and to the right. And what that means is, well, you hear a lot about the economy and low unemployment rate, but the reality is employees are staying at their jobs shorter and shorter time increments. So there's a lot of demand and a lot of volatility happening in the market. And what we find as we talk to companies is that the companies that are taking talent acquisition as a proactive strategy and thinking about it along the lines of your product strategy, your sales strategy, are the ones that are winning. And what we also noticed is the status quo of how things have been happening aren't quite working anymore. And what that means is, you post a job on a job board like Indeed, and you hope and pray that someone relevant applies. Typically, doesn't happen. It's a very low conversion rate. The next is search engines. So you're going to a resume database and trying to think about what to type in. Also a very manual and time-intensive process. And the last is staffing agencies, where you start engaging, but there's certainly no guarantee that they're going to deliver. So what we did, we're former hiring managers, have had to hire hundreds of people over the years. We took a look and said, what are the best-in-class process around the latest technology and artificial intelligence and modeling, and is there a way to apply that to the world of recruiting? My background's in digital marketing and taking that same approach of data-driven targeting in a more automated way. And what we found is that we looked across consumer business organizations, and we found 3 trends. One is large amounts of data. The second is manual analysis of the data. And the third is a repeatable process. That's what's been making a great kind of AI technology company. So what we saw was an opportunity to disrupt the recruiting space in 2 key areas. Number 1 is the candidate identification process. So how do we make that faster, more efficient, more context aware? And the second part of that is, how do we enable organizations and recruiters to engage in more dynamic, multi-touch, more personalized ways. As we heard earlier, the relationship industry and age, that's what we're trying to enable. So what Upsider does is we have kind of 2 core components of our platform to simplify it. If you think about, I'm sure everyone uses Netflix or Spotify, right? We have an engine that is similar to their recommendation engine, where we take all the inputs of what you're looking for a role, what your company does in the industry, and we generate a set of relevant candidates. That sits on top of a data set. We have over 100 million candidates and 6 million companies. And we are able to generate a rich set of candidates. And then once you identify those candidates, then we move them to our engagement process, which allow you to leverage best-in-class tools around email outreach, one-to-one messaging, and doing it at a little more scale. So the impact that we're seeing across our clients is pretty awesome. They're finding more candidates, they're doing it faster, they're converting more of those conversations into interviews. To give you a couple quick examples, we work with a company called Blue Cat. They're a $100 million technology business based out of Toronto. They just recently hired a DevOps and cloud engineers in basically less than a month of using our product. They were looking for those roles for over a year. We have another client, Top 10 Sales Talent. They're an agency, so we work with both brands direct and agencies. And they were able to help their client, a SaaS company as well, hire their first salesperson literally in 8 days. We had 7 candidates. They had an offer out in 7. And then lastly, we work with Audible here in New Jersey as well. And they're hiring at a little larger scale. We're helping them generate 40 engineering candidates into their pipeline on a monthly basis. They spend about 5 minutes a day, 3 days a week using our product. And we're enabling them to do that through our combination of technology and service. So the product is delivered. The product is delivered in technology, but we also have a pretty rich service component as well. So you can use our product directly, or you could just say, "Hey, Upsider, we need 5 engineers, we need 50 engineers, we need salespeople, accountants, whatever those roles are, and we can deliver them for you and do all the work on your behalf." So that's the quick background. Yeah, that's it.
You take one question.
Sure.
You have time for one question.
How do you account for culture fit, personality fit, communication skills, all the soft stuff that we as recruiters or staffing agencies do all the time? How do you account for that in your search algorithm?
Yeah, so what we focus on is the hard skills part, right? So we're not in a position, I don't think technology is in a position to be able to say, is this someone that fits in our culture? Is this someone that I want to spend almost every waking hour with every day of the week? What we're focusing on is when we analyze how recruiters spend their time, 60% of it was literally just trying to find the right people to engage and get into the conversation. So what we want to do is accelerate those conversations so that they're spending 80% of their time talking to people and then really digging into the culture fit. So that's kind of where we hand it off.
Thank you.
All right. How about a big round of applause for John?